ways to...
Is this brand paying us to do that? No.
No. They should, actually.
Itsu, money, please.
Money. On YouTube and TikTok as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Which
Yeah.
camera do I look at?
I mean, mainly this one, but, you know, you can switch it.
So what do we... Yeah.
So the first thing is we got some food, maybe a bit more than I expected, but
I like to eat.
we can eat slowly and, you know, do talk about... I literally don't know what we're going to talk about, but we always have
so much,
million things, so I'm not worried that we don't have.
Just so much has happened in the last week of my life.
And I'm all about listening. I hope I get Itsu to sponsor sometime.
We love Itsu. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it's probably the healthier fast food.
Yes.
Minus the fact that everything is white rice, but
Okay.
I'm Asian. My body can like metabolize the white rice properly.
Okay. So that is some kind of soup, like miso soup or something.
Ooh.
These are the ginger shots. I love ginger shots.
I love ginger shots. I actually have a friend who drinks these like huge bottles. I'm like, oh, that's a little too much.
It's a little, it may be a little too much, to be honest. Oops.
Yeah.
So obviously I hate sushi, so you know I like vegetarian.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And I got you the normal one.
Okay, good, because I can eat.
So yeah,
Yum.
this one.
So yeah, when was the last time we spoke? You know what? I love that we have hour-long phone conversations because I know how much you charge per hour, and I'm just like, I just saved like 200 pounds. I love it.
Exactly, right?
Every time we have when we hang up, I was like, oh my god, I just spoke to Nicole for like an hour.
You know,
and I didn't have to pay her. I love this.
Right? And this is what I do for friends, and
But
not all of them, to be honest.
I'm actually really embarrassed that I haven't started my podcast. I feel so guilty.
It's been a year or 8 months. I think it's been a year.
But I'm making progress. I recorded episodes. It's out there.
You need to publish it.
I mean, I think I published. Like, if you search, it's there. I just haven't
but the
put
episode.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
But the episode.
We're getting there. This morning, I almost thought about changing my Instagram handle because I was annoyed that all these photographers are uploading like lingerie pictures of me from 3 years ago, and people are thinking that I'm like going back to modeling. Like, dude, I gave up modeling. All I've been doing is like rejecting all the model casting calls. I've been saying no to like, you know, very tempting offers, and then here's people thinking I've gone back to modeling.
Screw them.
Yeah.
So you're rejecting good money, right?
Yeah. So
and welcome to the club.
Did I tell you?
I do the same shit.
Did I tell you? Yeah. Because you know what I realized? Like, if it's not a fuck yes, then you shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
If there's any doubt in your mind, like actually, this morning I woke up and last night at 3 a.m. I realized I can't do the charity food stuff that I've been doing. It's so good, but it's late at night. It fucks with my sleep, and I have to deal with a lot of... I'm trying to find a better word to say, like a political correct word, but idiots. It's like, I love it and I hate it. And in the end, I'm just like, if there's any doubt, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that's the kind of advice I would give to anyone, like, for example, in a relationship or at a job they don't really love, or, you know, if you have any doubt, don't do it. There are so many other things you can be doing and focusing on.
Yeah.
By the way, you can have some of these if you want. So
you can have,
I have those here.
I was just noticing, like, you have the same thing. So, no, I mean, I just kind of came to that realization as well. Like, if I really have to force myself to do something, that I like, every bone in my body just doesn't want to do it, and the only reason I'm doing it is for money, Like, what's the point of, like, what's the point of me waking up and trying to appreciate I'm alive?
Yeah, I'd rather make a little bit less in the beginning because I know I can build it up.
Of course.
But I don't want to do that shit anymore. Like,
Don't.
gotta do what feels really, really good. Because another thing I'm noticing is, because I'm doing all these events now that are like holistic wellness stuff, you know, a far cry from the sex parties. But I know, it's like, how did I get here? But when I do stuff that's like not exactly in alignment with who I am, it doesn't work. And then the stuff that is, holy shit, sold out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you just need to build it up. Like, it takes time.
It takes time.
Jesus Christ, like, of course it takes time. But once you build it, it's gonna go like a machine. Like, it's gonna be less effort, and you're gonna have huge results.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And like what I've also noticed is, since like 2019, when I knew I wanted to like have a healthier lifestyle, and I met my husband who's into fitness and nutrition, and like I really changed a lot. I thought that I would just instantly attract quality people in my life. I know it sounds so bad I'm saying this, but for like
I get it.
Like 2.5 years, I was so upset, and it was only like after meeting you and after joining locals and like doing my holistic events and like attracting these people, I was like, now 2.5 years later, I finally am surrounded by some cool people. Yeah, so it takes time.
It does. No, the same for me when I came to London, and I thought, oh, the first thing I need to do is like to make good contacts and meet these high quality people and everyone, and it just didn't happen. Like I had to do something and build it up and meet the right people, and it took a while, to be honest. Like, I mean high quality people, not just anybody, sorry. People that I'm willing to spend time on the phone for free. Helping them.
Yeah. Oh my
But
God,
goes
this is
both
so
ways.
good.
This is so good, yeah.
Something about putting soy sauce on everything just makes it taste good. Oh my God, I just went to this Chinese restaurant. Really good. And then I woke up in the middle of the night so thirsty. I was like, fuck, they put MSG in that food. I knew it couldn't have been that good on its own. I'm like, but it wasn't that much, because if you can taste the MSG, it leaves like this metallic taste in your mouth almost, and you like immediately feel thirsty. But with this one, I think it was just like a
little bit,
tiny sprinkle of it. But yeah, either that or like there was just a lot of sodium. But you see, this is why I don't like to eat out much.
Yeah, me neither. Especially recently, I'm just like this is very rare for me. I'd rather like really cook and make sure I know what is in the food ingredients, and just like.
But this is okay.
No, this is, if I go to have something, I like this.
Because like, I can't make this at home.
No, no.
Like, who has the patience?
I don't know.
You need like to make sure the rice can stick together. You need all these like Japanese vinegar and I don't even know what. I think there's some kind of like wine sauce that I'm making shit up right now. But I don't have the patience to be sitting there like making sure my sushi is tight enough and it's not gonna fall apart. Yeah.
Me neither. Why bother? Just go and buy it. You know. That's good.
This is really good too.
I never had it from Itsu. I had it in a
I
restaurant,
like
but not from
the salt
Itsu.
on top.
Yeah, it's good, right? And our famous dog is
Oh yeah.
smelling something.
Should we get her up here?
We can.
Allison, come here.
Allison!
Ta-da!
Chihuahua.
Oh, she's so small. If we put her on the chair, she like disappears from the camera.
It's fine.
Here, Allison.
Do you like sushi? Oh. What's That's mine. That's mine. This is so cute.
So, what other updates do we have?
Well, you just flew from LA
Oh yeah.
into beautiful weather.
Oh my god. I spent a month in California.
I'm so jealous right
Every
now.
day I was out there and I was just like telling my family and my people, I'm like, do you guys realize what you have here? Not a cloud in the sky. Every day. It's just beautiful. Palm tree weather. And some
is
of them
crazy.
have depression. And I'm just like, how?
I don't, honestly,
But I have to say, it makes you realize like it's actually not your environment sometimes. Because I love London. I love being here with the cold and the gloom.
I mean, I like a little bit of a rain and like it's different every day, you know? I can understand like you can get sick of like every day is like beautiful, sunny, the same. Which is great for some time, but maybe every day it's kind of, I don't know, people need change, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, because I don't know. I always hear people say, like, oh, I hate the weather here. I'm like, I kind of like it.
I
don't
like a
mind.
bit more snow, but you know, I can survive without. So what's how's your events going? So you basically just do like now what you do is like the holistic way, no modeling, nothing like that.
No makeup.
And you look great. I don't know what's the deal, you know.
You know,
And you want to do holistic parties as well. Yeah.
So, when I was modeling and doing the parties and all of that, you know, it's a nightlife activity. So it feels like if you don't wear makeup, you can't really feel beautiful. I mean, what was it? They say like in a nightclub, the lights are so dark. If you don't wear any, like you basically like everything gets washed out. And then with modeling, it's like if the flash hits your face, if you don't have mascara or eyeliner or lipstick, like everything just gets washed out again. So I got used to wearing the makeup, which was damaging my skin. I mean, my skin already was not great from.
And you try to hide it, and it's a catch-22.
It is. And then it's like, do I put more makeup on to hide the fact that my skin sucks? Or, you know, and then it's causing my skin to suck even more. Or do I just not wear it, but then like feel really ugly? And then I dated a few guys where I would sleep with makeup on.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I slept with fake lashes on.
Wow.
There was one guy in particular.
I don't think you're the only one, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Or like, you know, you would wake up before they wake up and then like go put your face back on. And it's just so bad for your skin. Like there's no such thing as good makeup. There are just some really lucky people who manage to not get acne. I think some people, like I know some girls who like smoke cigarettes and vape, and that's supposed to really damage your skin, and they have like skin like a fucking baby. I'm like, bitch.
Well, yeah. But it's also
I'm pretty sure I have like a sesame in my teeth.
it's also like some of my classmates, even like early, I don't know, was it like
Oh my god, I'm really struggling with this.
teenagers just like start wearing makeup like 15, 16 years old.
Oh my god.
And it starts from there and then they never stop. And they don't realize that they don't actually need makeup or like it's just making it worse, as
I
you said.
remember in high school, one of my not classmates, she was older than me, and she actually said, she's like, oh, wearing mascara makes your lashes longer. And then she also said, yeah, and wearing makeup, like it smooths out your skin and it actually makes it better. And I'm like, I don't know. In a way, I thought maybe there was this kind of law of attraction thing going on where because you see your lashes long every day, that you somehow your brain makes it grow long, or you see that you have clear skin from makeup. I don't know, right? I think there's a line between what your mind can create and so maybe, but she had really good skin. I don't know what she looks like now. People can change.
Of course.
Like I caught up with a friend earlier this year, and I hadn't seen her throughout COVID and all. And she's Asian. Usually we can last till we're like in our late 40s or 50s. Whoa, she did not last. She changed so much in 3 years. Cigarettes, drugs, alcohol. Her whole face looks like it's swollen.
It's like the rock stars when they get old.
Yeah.
They look horrible.
But you can change that. Like, I just caught up with a friend from like my past, like my sex party time. I need to give it a name. It's like before my enlightenment. Anyway,
Awakening.
before the awakening. BA. So he's
Before the Christ.
yeah, so he's actually older. He was like one of the silver foxes at my parties. And
What does it mean?
silver fox,
Is an old guy.
it's like a older guy who still looks really good, like an older guy who can still
Somebody wants to be on our life.
no thanks.
Okay.
Sorry guys, this is like
Private.
yeah, I don't even know. Who was that?
I don't know. Some random dude.
Um
Probably some geek.
yeah, so he had gone to the hospital for like 8 days for like some crazy stomach virus, and his doctor was like, yeah, you need to stop drinking alcohol. So he like really looked into it, and now he knows all about like gut microbiome. And even when we met for lunch, he was like, oh, I'm like on a really healthy diet now, like can we go eat something like Greek or Mediterranean, like no carbs? I was like, yes. And you know, this is the crazy thing, I actually went through my whole contact list and I deleted like 1,000 people from my list because I was like, I don't want anyone in my life who isn't really going to contribute to my life. And I thought he was one of those people because it was like sex party days, you know. So I had deleted him, and when he contacted me and we met up, I was like, oh, I can add you back in now because we're actually like on the same wavelength and we have similar values. Like we care about our health. He stopped drinking alcohol, which is quite big because
People can change.
yeah. And like he's, like I said, he's older, but because he made all these like radical changes in the past year or two, I
It
don't know.
looks good.
He fucking looks good. Like the inflammation, the swelling all went down. He's running like 10K marathon or training for one. So he's running 10K. But that's like major changes.
It's a lot about...
And if you do that, Vonny will add you back into her contact list. More importantly.
That's what I wanted to say as well. Like, it's... People come and go.
Yeah.
But people who don't keep up or people who don't make my life better in at least some way, who doesn't push you up, drags you down. That's it. There's no gray area. So I'm the same. And sometimes it's hard, but... you know, like...
Cause like there was this other girl, really cute girl. She was like a super sexy, like pole dancer, whatever. She came to my parties, was always like a fixture at my parties. And I deleted her number too. And she contacted me a few weeks ago. And she was like, oh, I'm coming to London. And I'm like, that's great. And normally I'd be like, yeah, you know, come stay with me and whatever. But I was in California with my mom because of her cancer. And that's what I said to her. I was like, hey, I'm in California now until this date because like I'm taking care of my mom. She got cancer. You know what her response was? Oh, I'm actually living on this date. So like, I guess I'll miss you this time. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Nothing about like, oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. Like, are you okay? Zero.
Narcissist.
Zilch. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Like, you are not gonna be back on it. It just like,
No.
you know, it was such a clear. It really is like the universe kind of talking to me, I feel like. Like, here's the kind of people you don't need in your life anymore. And here's someone from your past who is worthy of staying in touch with. And it's been like that for, another thing with the events is I post my events on Locals, Meetup, and Eventbrite. And
All of them, yeah?
yeah, so the Meetup page, it wasn't really bringing me anyone for my holistic events, but it was really successful for the photography events. And those are high ticket stuff. So it's like, even, you know, if you pay for the membership and you sell like one ticket, it's worth it. And I grew my reputation on it. I have 5-star reviews. I have like over 200 followers, whatever. And, but I'm not doing those events anymore. So I was like, well, it's not bringing me any holistic, like, can I somehow give this account to my friend who wants to do these type of events? And I'm like trying to figure it out, trying to help her. And I literally spent, like, I was up again until like 2 a.m. trying to figure this out. And that morning I texted her, I'm like, hey, so I'm going to try to figure out how can I like give this account to you because it's not useful to me anymore. That morning I got a booking for my holistic events through the website I was about to give up.
No way.
And I'm like, it's just, that's like a clear message that I should just keep it. And just continue using it.
Yeah. Sometimes we give up something too early. So it's giving pregnancy glow, Slay.
What? Pregnancy glows.
But what? Like the skin.
Are they talking about the food baby I'm creating right now?
Maybe it's more about if you're not wearing makeup and we can see your glow. I don't know. Some comments are unclear. But yeah, sometimes it's there is some kind of signs and like we should continue, and it's, you know, the timing is amazing from the universe. Like, but also like as we talked last time, like manifestation and all that, like it's crazy.
You remember the mood board event that we did, right? I shared in the group chat, but nobody responded, so I don't know if that chat is kind of dead right now. But basically, when did you make that?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Allison. Quiet.
Oh my god.
So that mood board event, I can't remember when we made it, but I was kind of focused on manifesting a summer house somewhere. And we just happened to go to Spain. And our friend was like, yeah, this area is like undervalued and our friends have bought stuff here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, it's all coming together and it's happening.
Wow.
Oh my god, they've gone and made like a paper spoon. What? This used to be plastic.
I know.
I mean,
I got.
are you even able to eat with this thing?
You can, but I got 2 because this will fall apart like after 5 minutes. So
Yeah, it's like those stupid paper straws.
paper straws last 20
I'm all
seconds.
about sustainability, but this just doesn't
make
work.
sense. No.
Should I give you a spoon that I can then wash in the sink? Because that's also sustainable.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I mean, this is anything that is paper touching the hot or like any water is just ridiculous. Honestly.
Okay, and look, I even have one of these like Asian spoons. Ta-da!
Oh,
It's like an Asian soup spoon.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you.
But see, that's like when I do my events too, I sometimes think like, oh, I should maybe just get some paper cups because it's easier and I don't have to do dishes. But it's not sustainable. And then you just create more trash. Like, we already create enough trash. So I just spend a few extra minutes rinsing and washing and putting in the dishwasher.
Yeah. So, what's your episodes of the podcast that you recorded. You recorded 2.
Yeah.
So what's the topic?
I think I recorded one about the time I almost died butt naked in the ocean. That was a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I could share it here
Yeah.
if you want. It's a long story though.
I mean, can you give like a teaser?
A teaser?
Yeah. So then they can, once this is out, they can go on your podcast.
So I'm at a nude beach.
Of course.
Of course. Of course! Vonny Lang's near-death experience would involve her being naked in public. But yeah, I was naked but you see, this is the thing people don't understand about nude beaches. The beach is this big. The ocean is here. This is the back of the beach. If you are in the back of the beach, nobody sees you. It's like making out in a movie theater in the back row. Nobody sees you. Everyone's focused this way. I mean, everyone lays at the beach facing the ocean. So the only way people are going to see you naked is if you're playing volleyball or, you know, if you're swimming or you go like into the ocean, which is what my friend made me do because she was like, come on, Vonny, let's go into water. And like, seriously, this was the worst beach to go into the water. You're actually not supposed to. They have riptides. Yeah, so it's a dangerous beach to go swimming in, and there's like warning signs everywhere. And the thing is, I never really liked going into the ocean anyway, because I think I'm like allergic to the ocean. Like I was in the Philippines once, and I got like bitten by little ocean mites or something. It was so itchy. It was like water lice, I think.
But it's like you never know what is in the ocean. Like ocean is huge.
So I was just in Spain and I went into the ocean and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go swimming, and I just like kicked off and my foot just hit like a piece of coral and started bleeding. Oh. I was like, yeah, the ocean does not love me. So yeah, I prefer swimming pools in 5-star hotels. So basically so my friend was like, oh, let's go into the water. We go into the water and immediately I feel super self-conscious because it's not like I can be naked. Do I want all eyes on me? Fuck no. And so this guy comes to like hang out with us and like try to be friends.
Is he naked as well?
Yeah, he's naked too.
Because everybody has to be
pretty
like,
much. Okay. It's a nude beach, but most people out there are like kind of old. But this guy was young.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. Like, I was there with my girlfriends. I did not want the attention. I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I know a lot of girls go to nightclubs and go to shopping malls or whatever, and they like being hit on by guys. Mm-hmm. Not me. Yeah. I'm like, please leave me alone. Genuinely, your attention does not flatter me. Like, my mom told me...
especially they usually are, yeah.
A rotten watermelon attracts the most flies. That's what she told me, and it freaking stuck in my head. So now I think if I have all this like
that's so true
male attention, I must be a rotten watermelon. So anyway,
oh my god, I am as well.
You're a nerdy rotten watermelon.
I should make a t-shirt looking like rotten watermelon. Because no offense to anyone, but it's the freaking flies that sit on me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not all of them.
Yeah.
I'm happy with some.
So this guy came and I started like moving away from the crowd. Mm-hmm. Just subconsciously getting away from them. Mm-hmm. And I somehow ended up being pulled out by a riptide.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. So I had a near-death experience and I've written about it on my blog and now it's going to go on my podcast.
I remember, I mean, I had many near-death experiences, but yeah, like, I should write it down because sometimes somebody's coming. Is it the bread? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of near-death experiences, but I don't remember all of them, weirdly. Maybe
maybe you blocked it out because
I could remember, but not from the top of my head. No, that was the drowning when I was 3 years old. Everybody knows about this.
What?
That's why
I don't know about it.
I mean, not. I guess everybody who knows me more than like 3 years, I guess. Yeah, when I was 3 years old. That's why I was scared of water for some time. Basically, I learned how to swim when I was 15 because I was terrified. I can swim, but not in open water. Like if I go to the sea, it's very like funny because I stay so close to the shore that it's almost ridiculous. So
I think that's me now.
even like the sea, but like I would never go into the ocean because I'm not. The way I go out, I don't care how, but it's not gonna be with the shark.
So I went scuba diving, and I basically had to.
Oh my god.
I had to like hold my teacher's hand the entire time, basically.
Scuba dive. Oh my god.
It's really beautiful, but you do feel like you could die out there. Like I used to go because my ex was a free diver, so no tank.
Wow.
He would just be able to hold his breath for like 6 minutes,
Yeah, some people can do that.
and then he would go and shoot fish underwater, and then put the fish on the line. And the crazy thing is, like, we would go out on a boat, and it would be him and his friend, and I think like 2 or 3 of them would go fishing like this, and the boat driver would drop one guy here, drive away, drop another guy, and then they had this like little floating red ball. So then the boat was supposed to be able to find them. And then he would come back to pick them up, and then they would just, go down, come up for air, go down, come up for. I would be so terrified of being left in a spot
Somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
middle of the ocean. You cannot see anything around you. There's no way you could ever get back to safety, and you just have to trust that this boat is gonna come back to you and see your little red ball floating on the water.
Like for me, the biggest horror movie of all time
Being left out in the ocean.
is actually Titanic.
Yeah.
So I know it's a love.
No.
I know it's a love story and all of that,
it's
but I have
cold, too.
trauma. Like when I watch it, I have PTSD. Like, but I love that film.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, the way it's made, it's literally like it happened this way. So I literally like imagine it like, oh my god, if I was on board, like I would, if I had a gun, I would just shoot myself because basically, I hope I don't get banned for this again. So basically, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy. In the middle of nowhere, and like, what are you gonna do? There's no, you have no control.
Yeah. Worst nightmare.
But
Do you want any more? There's like avocado and this
I'll get
fake
this
crab meat.
thing, that's fine. Yeah. So the one near death, I mean, the one really strange experience I got was when I think I was 19 or 20. I was living in Denmark. There's a lot of snow there. I mean, not always, but when it is, it's like this. So I was walking to my night shift, and it was empty street. It was like 10 p.m. And I'm walking. I will never forget this. Walking on the street, and all of a sudden, around 1 meter, maybe not even, the chunk from the roof, the chunk of ice, like this.
What?
Falls from the roof right in front of me and shatters into like million pieces, but also stay like the middle section stayed, so it was really hard. And it just fell in front of me, and I stopped, and I was like, I remember I looked up and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what does it mean? Like, did you want to kill me and you missed? Or no, it was just like, wow, I could have.
God has bad aim.
The thing is that it was so empty that people would not find me right away. So if that hit me like on my head, I don't think I would be here. Like, and it would be like, I would be famous finally, but I would not be here anymore. So it would be like a Slovak girl in Denmark killed by an ice falling from the roof.
Girl with camera dies.
Which is, yeah,
Wow.
so weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, I was in a motorcycle accident. That's why I have a scar here, and I remember like I was in California recently, and um my mom's tenant was like, "Oh, you got a nice tan." I was like, "No, that's a scar from like 5 years ago or something. No, more. Oh my god, 6 or 7 years ago."
I know so many people with bike accidents.
Yeah, but I was sitting in a bikini on a bike and going like, "Woo!" like minutes before we crashed.
Bikini.
Why am I always like naked or half naked when I die?
Oh, you tell me. I don't know.
Should we have some ginger shots?
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's very warming.
Are you cold?
No, not anymore. The heat's pretty like okay now, right?
Yeah, like I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you something.
Yes, please ask.
Um,
Oh, did anyone from your like didn't from those videos on YouTube, there were questions, right, for me or not?
so I told you that people, even though I think it has like what 3.5 or 4,000 views or something on YouTube, which is pretty good, without like any promotion really. People seem to be shy to comment, to admit that they watch it.
Wait, what was that episode about?
That was the Mr. Judd.
The what?
No, I'm just looking at somebody wants to be on live, but no. Not this time. It's called Mr. Judd. Anyway. No, that was the episode where you explained your past into very detail. So basically everybody watched it. And even people like told me personally like, oh yeah, I watched this video. It was so funny and interesting and like, you know. And they now know you, like even though they've never met you. So like people in my surroundings, they know exactly who you are, what you do. So, but they don't comment, but I'm pretty sure they want more. So I wanted to ask, basically, so you have your blog
Yeah.
and podcast and interviews and million things, and you always say everything about you. Maybe not everything, I don't know, but you told me a lot, and you tell a lot to a lot of people, and you don't seem to be worried, or you don't seem to mind whether you're going to be judged, and you know in many cases you will, just like on your Medium article, like.
Oh my god.
So, and I think this is such an amazing character feature to have, or I don't know, it's a strength, or how should I call it? Like, people usually hide their darkest secrets or past because they don't want to be judged. And you just like, you are like an open book, which this is why we have very good connection, and I spend time with you if I can, because I don't feel like you're hiding something. I don't feel like you're faking it, pretending.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's a really simple answer actually. It takes too much brain power to have secrets. That's all it is. Like, no, if you tell a lie or try to hide something, you have to like really be careful all the time. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. So we back in during COVID, and I was modeling. It was really popular to for clients to hire people who are living together in bubbles. So groups of like 3, 4, 5 models would come together, and we would get booked for jobs. And I would show up on the set and be like, those girls don't live together. There's 5 of what a coincidence. We live in a house full of models. Like, what the fuck, you know? And then we got jobs like that too. And we'd be like in the room. Cheers. This is the kind of cheers that I should pour this in like little nice shot glasses. And no, I'm kidding. I like to sip mine actually. So And I remember, so we're sitting in there getting our makeup done, and the stylist and the client, they're kind of chatting, and they're like, oh, so where do you guys live? And how do you... And like, it was three of us, and none of us lived together. I mean, we hang out plenty. We were in a bubble, but we didn't live together. And like, one of them had a roommate. So then in our conversation, which was like openly heard by the client plus the stylist and everything, the girls would be like, oh yeah, so like, how's your roommate? And la la la. And I was like, like, shut the fuck up. We're supposed to all be roommates living together. And this stupid girl, I mean, bless her, because she's open and honest, you know? But it's like, if you lie about shit, look at any TV series or movie, Friends. Okay, if you watch Friends, all the drama that happens on that show is because somebody is lying about something, or somebody doesn't want to say something because it's going to hurt someone's feelings or something. You know, they don't want to cause drama. But then every time you lie or you try to hide something, that's when the freaking drama happens.
That's so true.
So it's just that simple. I don't want to have to deal with drama. I don't want to have to...
But you have to deal with being judged and being people who comment nasty stuff.
I'd rather do that because it drives up the algorithms, and and they just don't understand how them hating me is actually helping me. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be judged. And also, you have to understand too, like, we're human. We're actually all the same. We have the capacity to change. So even if you judge me for something I said or did yesterday, I might not be that person today.
Like, people pretend that they are...
Or it might be worse.
Saints or something. like they've never done anything like bad in their life and they're just judging other people. But like, everybody did some crazy stuff. And it's about who you are now. But you haven't... I don't think you have done anything like bad. It's just you lived your life the way you wanted.
Yeah, and...
But you didn't hurt anyone. Like... I mean, in a way, like...
Might have like sat on a dick and broke it. You know... Dicks are so fragile. They really are.
Are we going there?
Oh no! Are we gonna get kicked off something?
I don't know. We have...
No, actually, I do think... You know, I wrote this article about how I felt like I was a pimp. Because I was basically, you know, getting all these people together for the parties. A lot of them were younger girls who were younger than me. So they kind of looked up to me and were like following in my footsteps. Even now, I look at their Instagrams and I'm like, oh my God, they're like lingerie models. And, you know, they didn't do this before they met me. So I obviously had some influence. But they're like prancing around half naked, like tits out, butt out. I'm just like... What have I created? Seriously, Nicole, what have I created? At least you're creating like a generation of like podcasters who are, you know, monetizing their hobbies and stuff. These girls are selling their bodies.
You're creating whores.
I am. It makes me so sad.
But it's everybody's like choice in the end. Come on.
It is. But like, I had a friend recently who also came out of the lifestyle. We called it the lifestyle, but basically it just...
I almost got...
I don't know why they call it that. It's like such an innocent, stupid word. It doesn't reflect it at all, but...
Well, lifestyle.
That's what they call it. If you're a swinger, they'll say, are you in the lifestyle? That's what they say. That's what,
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, it's like a secret code word somehow. But then if you're not in it, you're just confused. You're like, what lifestyle?
Wow.
Yeah, that was like I mean, out here, I don't really know, right? Because in Europe and America and Australia, like in Western countries, it's not the same as when I was in Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand. Like there, if you're in the lifestyle, it's really... You gotta be like super incognito about it. You have to use fake names. You don't put any real picture on your profiles. Like, you could lose your job if you're known as like a swinger. I couldn't lose my job because
it's very conservative.
It was like
countries,
my work. But yeah, it's really conservative, and it's not just like the locals there. It's not like, oh, I'm a Singaporean living in Singapore, I better be careful. If you're a Westerner living in Malaysia, a Muslim country, you know, I actually know someone who got fired because his ex-girlfriend, who was, I think, at the parties with him, like had filmed him and blackmailed him with it. And when they broke up, he lost his job.
Don't you like lock the phones somewhere so nobody can capture?
It's really hard to. I think I can't even remember now. I would always send out a list of rules to all the guests, like before the parties. And sometimes it seemed like they just ignored it. But we basically would put all the bags and phones in one room. But, you know, I had to have my phone on because people were trying to find the location or whatever. So I would always have my phone with me. In general, yeah, no phones allowed. But I didn't, like, lock it up in a box. Because people are free to leave whenever they want. I don't want to have to go and open that box like 20 times. You know, I don't want to be like responsible for everyone's phones.
So you want to do holistic parties now?
Yeah, so
in the same style.
I want to do the same thing I used. I know it's the same thing I was doing before, but different crowd. But the idea is the same. That it would be a curated experience, because what I'm noticing is like I'm going to these festivals and retreats and stuff, and it's such a mixed bag. Like, wow, you get all sorts of smelly hippies who don't shower. And, you know, I hate saying that, but it's true. Like, those dance floors can get pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there are natural deodorants that don't use chemicals and stuff. Like, please use them.
But also, why do you want to go that far? I mean, you can also get, as you said, a different kind of deodorant. But
yeah,
I mean, there's a line. You need to be part of the society. If you stink like a freaking skunk, like, what kind of message are you spreading? I know or if you don't shave, and then you have like this forest person, like, you know, oh, I'm eco-friendly and I love nature, and I'm like, okay, can you go and shower?
Yeah, it's like you love nature so much that a bird can make a nest in your beard.
Ew.
Basically, I mean, yeah, when it starts to like intrude on other people's comfort and air quality, I think that's not really nice.
Air quality.
but you know, okay, the thing that the reason why I did the sex parties was because there was no party that had like a really nice crowd that I actually wanted to be in. They were always like really mixed. Like there was like old people, like really old. And come on, I'm like 20 plus years old. Do I really want to be on a sex party with like 60 or 70-year-olds?
Ew.
No, right? So like I'm at these like hippie fests. And it's great and all, like, I'm learning so much. I'm really getting a lot from it. But, like, some people I don't really want to be mingling with. So,
yeah,
going forward, like, you know, if I'm going to do my own retreat, it would be small scale, like 12, 14 people. But people that actually want to get to know each other, who are high level, intellectual, you know.
So they have something in common, like...
Yes, and my goal would be bring these people together so they'll actually like be friends with each other and make meaningful connections. It could be love connections, it could just be friendship, but quality people. Like you're gonna be spending 4 days with them. You want them to be like cool.
What they're gonna do? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, so when I first came up with this idea, it was actually in 2020. And then COVID happened and, you know, whole world just went upside down. And also, I didn't actually have the community back then. My whole community was, you know, the sex party crew. I somehow thought that because I was on this journey that everybody would just come on the journey with me. And actually, it's taken a long time to find, like, anyone who's even close to what would be considered, like, the kind of people I would want to go on, like, a holistic retreat with. But we would do yoga, like morning yoga. So, okay, I'll tell you what my original plan was in 2020. And this is based on the people that I was in my circle
Does
at the
it
time.
involve anybody being naked?
Yes.
Of
Oh my god, you
course.
know me so well. You know me so well. But
course.
so I was gonna. So the schedule was like
You're
naked.
trying to be like secret, you know, and I'm like, okay, everybody will be naked.
So it would be naked yoga in the morning because at that time, like one of my friends who was coming to the parties, she taught naked yoga. So okay.
You once invited me for naked brunch. I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh my god, I went through with it. We had like 5 girls
Are you
here.
kidding me?
Yeah, there were. Yeah, we put like fabric over the chairs just to keep it all hygienic and stuff. But we had a lovely time.
How can you enjoy food? Okay.
It was actually really natural. Like it felt really easy. And the food was amazing because I hired my friend to cook, and she's a
She was
private
naked.
chef. Yeah, we had a naked chef. She was naked with like a little apron, and then she like she ate with us naked. But I've seen some of my friends naked already because of the clothes swabs. Anyway,
go to
so
gym with them,
naked
yeah.
yoga, and then we would have like a workshop in the morning where my husband would teach us how to like make this amazing green smoothie that he learned from some health fanatic. It's like vegetable and fruits, mostly vegetables, with like different powders and stuff.
You want it? I'm kind of full.
I'm like really getting full too. It's okay. I'm gonna just keep talking, and like I'm enjoying this. I like to hear my own voice.
Yes, please.
So basically, that I'm trying to think what else. We would have some
Naked yoga. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was actually going to invite my friend who is one of the Miss Universe winners from like long time ago, but she's still hot. To do a workshop about self-love.
I filmed Miss World once. She was a bitch.
Oh no.
Not all of them are bitches.
My friend is like really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it would be like she was gonna do a workshop about self-love, and I'm not talking about masturbation. I mean like really loving yourself.
I will never avoid this. Like, no matter what I do, and I'm gonna eat and she's gonna talk about masturbation.
I mean, we could.
No, that's why I love her.
We could.
No. Okay, you don't mean masturbation.
No,
so what?
it was like genuinely like
So-
about just loving yourself. I'm trying to think what else I had on that schedule. But now, you know, with all of the people I have in my life, definitely I would have some kind of sound healing with crystal bowls or Himalayan bowls or gong or maybe all three. You know, depending on the venue, depending on what we could bring there. If it was overseas, we might be limited with how much like stuff we can bring. But acupuncture has been amazing. Like I have an acupuncture Reiki session tomorrow. I've got acupuncture with sound healing. People could just it would be a wellness retreat. We would eat healthy food, we would sleep early, we did some sightseeing, and just have like different workshops about health and wellness. Alcohol free whole weekend.
But the high quality people.
High quality people. That's like the most important thing. And I think I finally now, after 3 years of living in London, it took a long time. I had COVID, like pretty much huge setback. You know, nobody wanted to meet at that time. And I tried. I was like
course.
texting all my friends in Asia, like, hey, do you know anyone in Hong Kong, in London?
Hong Kong, Singapore, London. Right.
London. And and they did. They connected me to some people, but those people were legit not meeting new people. So I had to like really grow from nothing here. But now I've like grown my network so big that I can like trim some of it. It's like, oh, I have enough now. Before it's like, if I'm gonna invite 20 people here, I just have to invite everyone I knew. Now it's like, oh, I can pick and choose.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna select those people? So it's gonna be like a private list, or like a VIP list or something.
It's gonna be
Because if the hippie, find you and be like, I want to join with my beard.
Well, see, one of the ways is putting it at a certain price point. Yeah. That's one way. But you know, from all my experience of
That's how I got rid of stupid clients. Just increase the prices.
yeah, because I mean, this is the thing. If you increase your price, you might have less clients, but you can give them more of your time, and that's so much more valuable. You know, like even with my sound healing, we charged 40 per person, and we had 7 people. Not a lot, right? But they loved it. And that was one of the things they said. They're like, oh, really glad that there's just 7 people here. Because they're getting more from us.
Yeah.
And then I had one where it was like 12 people, sold out 30 per person, cheaper by £10. It felt crowded. If I'm going to be really honest, it felt crowded. And like I was looking at the pictures afterwards, and I was like, I don't even want to post this. It wasn't really nice that there was so many people. Like I actually would rather have
Smaller.
less people, because 7 people at 40 versus 12 people at 30, the amount of money we made per person, it was like a £20 difference. Like it's not that different. But it is harder to sell the 40. So, you know, but potentially you have the ability to make more. Because imagine if we had sold 9 or 10 at 40 versus I can only fit 12. 12 is the cap at 30, you know? So when it hit
Businesswoman.
so when we hit 30, it was like, oh, I can't take any more people.
Less for more.
Yeah. So it's like it's tricky. But, you know, I genuinely believe that like energy is everything. And if you have the right intention, the right people will come.
Yeah.
And if you are a certain type of person,
Law of attraction.
yeah, like attracts like. If I keep building myself up and develop myself and become the person that I want to attract, then I will attract that kind of person. And it took a long time, you know. It took a lot of like knowing how to draw boundaries and taking care of myself and really walking the walk, talking the talk, you know, like living the way that what I preach, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it takes time, but I'll get there.
That's in any way of business. It's like you're either gonna have less clients, but for a higher price point, which is harder to sell. Of course, it's harder to sell because it's a sell because it's a higher price. However, it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, and it's better for the client too, and then they're gonna come back more.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed right now my highest priced ticket is still a fraction of what I used to charge for sex parties, but you know, let bygones be bygones. The past is in the past.
Never mind, exactly. Money is not everything. Money is not everything, and this is just the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, and I'm noticing like it's crazy. The higher price ones are actually selling well because we're giving them more value and they can see it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm like just shifting and moving and figuring out how can we offer more value and charge for it. But, you know, we don't have to sell, we don't have, like, I got a second dining table because I thought, oh, I'm going to have, like, more people here. It's like, no.
Because
have less.
There's a limitation, yeah.
Have less, charge more, and then you really get good quality people coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now, like, I think I'm really trying to keep it at, like, the 40 mark.
I mean, yeah, that's how you grow it and then go up, up, up.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But it takes time. But also what I noticed, and also most of my friends that are freelancers as well, is
so good.
Right? And so healthy, especially for this weather. It's like the clients that pay the most amount of money, they are the ones that they are happiest with the product and they don't complain. They don't have time to go back and forth, and they hired you because they want you.
Yeah.
So they know what they're getting.
And when they pay, they value it more. And like at least for events, I don't know about for.
No, it's
what
the
you do.
same. Like it's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
same principle.
They try to get the most out of it. It's like if you paid $200 or something, you're gonna show up to the event. You're going to network. You're gonna get something out of that. Versus like sometimes, oh my god, so I do this food collection and people come and they get free food, right? Can you imagine? I've got people complaining to me about free food. I'm like, shut the fuck
Dude,
up.
if you have free food, give it to me and
I'm
won't
like,
complain.
shut the fuck up. I had this dining table, it's huge, right? I can fit like 16 people around this table, full of food. Cooked food, bread, cakes, dessert. I had like 20 pumpkin cakes from Whole Foods. And I had people come and I'm like really just open and I'm like, come, take whatever you want. Try to be, there's other people here, like, share fairly, whatever. But I just kind of trust. I'm like very democratic. I'm just like, be chaotic. And people come and they take stuff and they go. And then somebody texted me after and was like, by the way, the thing that I wanted wasn't available. I'm like,
it's
but
free.
there was so many other things that you could have taken. Like, how can you be upset that, can't you see how much work this is for me? Like, you think I have the time? I'm answering like 15 messages at the same time. Yeah, so I'm not doing it anymore because every week it's like this.
And exactly like that, you draw the line, and it's also, it's not always like, it's not only events, but I remember a good example from one of the businessmen. He threw like a big event, and he charged people a lot of money. He's kind of like big and kind of like Tony Robbins, but a little different. And some of the tickets he gave for free to like firefighters or like doctors, like somebody who, military and all that. And they did not like, they showed up for day one and then they didn't show up, or they didn't show up for day one and then they wanted to show up for day two. And he said, no, like these people paid like $5,000.
You can't give them for free.
No,
it's
they
like,
don't appreciate it. It's just like,
I have this event happening and I'm collaborating with people, and one of the facilitators like, oh well, can we consider like giving a few spots for free, because sometimes people have to like try it to know if they're gonna like it. I'm just like,
this argument.
Like, no. Because once you give it for free, they will never pay.
Exactly.
They will never pay.
And sometimes, and if I go through the client, I will never do anything for free, but I mean to the clients, but sometimes I go through the agencies and they sometimes decide, very rarely, but sometimes like, oh, we give this for them for free so they can try exactly like this. They can try and see.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, but you still have to pay me. Like,
yeah.
So like, I still deliver my best performance.
Yeah, that's what I think with these facilitators too. I'm like, you can give your friend a spot for free, but you still have to cover what I'm supposed to earn.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If I want to give my friend a free spot, then I still need to pay you because you're the facilitator.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Also from my recent experience, people who get it for free that try are the least kind of like interested, so they're not as active. So we have like, obviously when I do filming, for example, and we do exercises and we come up with like the script and all that, and they like don't want to put in the work because they don't appreciate it. Because if you pay for it, of course you're like, oh, let's do it, I want to try, I want to learn. But if somebody tells you, yeah, go there, it's free, and you're just gonna be like, oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
No,
it's tough.
To try what? Yeah. You either want me or don't want me. Like, you have to take the gamble. You don't charge $2,000 per ticket.
Another thing I really want to say is, a lot of times we think that because our friend has a business that we should get things for free. Like I have people that want to get acupuncture from me for free all the time, and people
stopped asking me for free videos, so that's good. Because I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, if it's their first ever time and they're like a good friend and they're struggling or whatever, I'm like, you know what? I'll do like one time.
you should know. I mean, if they are decent, they should pay something.
They should, right? It's like you should be glad
Okay,
to
maybe not
support.
full price, but
You
like
should
I
be
would just
glad to support your friend's business.
yeah.
Like your money is going to a good place when it goes into my pocket.
Friends should, and this is like friends should support friends. Like buying like even like ebooks if somebody has like ebook for £5, like just
Yeah.
buy it, you know, or and then they do something for you.
Yeah, sometimes I just buy random tickets. Like, my friend recently said she was playing a gig somewhere, and I was like, okay, I can't make it, but it's like £10. Of course, I'm gonna like support and throw some money.
Yeah.
And it was like for a charity or something. I was like, yeah, sure. But yeah, it's really good to. I'm always supportive of my friends. Like I had a friend, he made vegan protein powder, and like I'm definitely not vegan, and I also don't eat protein powder, but I bought like
Anything that says powder, I'm just like, I don't know.
it's like, why don't you just eat the original food?
Why do you
you-
eat something that tastes like pasta,
Yeah.
paste, toothpaste,
Oh,
or like
dude,
chocolate, or like
Vegan protein powder has yet nobody on this planet has figured out how to make good tasting vegan protein powder. I'm sorry to say, because I make protein balls for my husband, and I've been making them with like, you know, the protein powders because he does not think that nuts have enough protein. So if I make a protein ball with no actual protein powder, he's just like, those are not real.
real food has real protein in that. But
Yeah,
okay.
but anyway, so I made them with the vegan protein powder, and it's like chalky. It's not the right color even. It just falls apart. It's not good.